going on, YouTube, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look today at the Vancouver Canucks. It's overdue, this video, and it's about time that we take a look at the Vancouver Canucks and how their season has gone so far and what the potential future is for the Canucks. We're going to be taking a look at that in this video. If you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, you guys know what to do. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Now let's take a look at the Vancouver Canucks. So the Vancouver Canucks. Hello there, Canucks fans, as maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're not, but I know I do have my Canucks fans out there supporting the channel. So we're going to be looking at the Canucks today. Now, if you guys remember in my first preseason power rankings, a little bit of a quick plug to that, I had the Vancouver Canucks as a very highly rated team. And that quickly dipped off, and now we are a month into the season, and yeah, the Canucks are where they're at. Let's just put it that way. You look at where they sit right now in the Scotia North Division. They're actually, in terms of points, not that far back. The problem is their games played. Now, you look at the standings. You have Toronto, Montreal, Edmonton, and Winnipeg in the postseason right now. And the three teams in the North that are not in the postseason right now are the Calgary Flames, the Vancouver Canucks, who we're looking at today, and the Ottawa Senators. Now, the Senators are long gone. They're done. They are 3-12-1 on the season. They will not be going in the postseason. But the Vancouver Canucks, yes, they played a lot of games, but they have 14 points, which is only one behind the Calgary Flames. Now, the problem is the Calgary Flames have played 4 less games. The Calgary Flames have only played 14 games this season compared to the Canucks' 18 games. So that is quite concerning. You look at the point percentage, that definitely shows up as they have a .389 point percentage this season compared to the Canucks, which is over 500. So that really is the difference right now for the Canucks is, you know, in terms of points, they're still in the chase. But when you look at on paper, the percentage of them making the postseason, they've already done the amount of games that the Canucks have to win throughout the rest of the season. It's going to be a very tall task for the team in Western BC. But the good news for this Canucks team is there is still hope. You know, you picked up a game last night against the Calgary Flames, a huge victory against the Calgary Flames, and they play them again a couple of times this week, and they're right above them in the standings. So you got to start up from somewhere. They're probably going to do another casual Monday when they play Calgary, because they were able to win last night, and they played. Honestly, they played really well in that game, and it was a low-scoring game. Tyler Myers, out of all people, getting the goal for the Canucks, and we saw a late empty netter by Brandon Sutter. But the points. At the end of the day, points matter in the NHL, and they can kind of tell the story of your team. So we're going to be looking at where the Canucks are at with their top point producers. Now, top point producers in the league, or for the Vancouver Canucks, leading the way is defenseman Quinn Hughes, Brock Besser with 16 points, JT Miller not far behind, Bo Horvat, Elias Pettersson, Tanner Pearson, Niels Höglander, Tyler Myers, Tyler Mott, Brandon Sutter, Jay Beagle, and Alexander Edler in that order. So that's the top 12 point producers for the Canucks. Now, Bo Horvat seems to be getting things going. For all the flack that Elias Pettersson had been taking, he has definitely turned things around. You know, really over the past 2 weeks, he's still been struggling. There was a goal he should have had last night, but he was trying to do too much, and a great play by Rasmus Andersson getting his stick there in the third period. But there are certain things that Pettersson is still doing. You know, he's doing better than he was, but he's still making these weird mistakes and, you know, just trying too hard. Instead of going for that easy shot just to get the shot on net, he ends up trying to go backhand in front of the net, and there's too much going on, and he ends up not even getting a shot on net. So those are some of the things from Pettersson's game that, you know, he is lacking some confidence, which is part of that. But overall, he's still playing well. He's 22 years old. He has 12 points in 18 games. And remember, the first 6 or 7 games, he went without a goal. So it's definitely improvement for Elias Pettersson. There is a lot of good things coming from him. JT Miller, in the time that he's been actually on the team, he's done quite well. Brock Besser as well with 16 points. And obviously Quinn Hughes, who is a potential Norris candidate right now for Defenseman of the Year. Who would have thought back at that draft? But he's a good defenseman. And again, another Michigan Wolverine right there. So now we take a look. We've looked at the points. Let's look at the goaltending. Goaltending has been a story in Vancouver. Definitely missing Jacob Markstrom right now. Thatcher Demko, an .899 save percentage and a 3.46 goals against average. Not good enough. Not good enough for the Vancouver Canucks. They need more from Thatcher Demko. And Braden Holtby, kind of the same story. He's got worse stats right now than Thatcher Demko. He's got an 88.85 save percentage and a goals against average of a 3.75. Now, if he wants another crack at a starting role, potentially in Seattle next year, he's got to get those numbers up if he wants to get taken in the expansion draft. Because, quite honestly, with these numbers and his cap hit, Seattle can find a cheaper, more reliable option than Braden Holtby right now. So, those are some of the things with the Canucks. The points are finally starting to come back from guys like, we've seen it already through most of the season from guys like JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, Brock Besser, but now we're starting to see it from guys like Nils Höglander and Elias Pettersson starting to get back on the board for the Canucks, and even Tyler Myers. So, the Canucks, it might be a rough season. Let's just be honest. You look at where they are in the standings, we're talking about territory with the San Jose Sharks, the Los Angeles Kings, the Detroit Red Wings, and, teams like the Anaheim Ducks. So, they aren't in the best spot right now. Obviously, going into this season, I had them winning the North Division. I actually was about to post a video, and then they started losing games, and I was like, I'm not going to post that one. I'll maybe save that one. Save that one, in the catalog for later. And that never ended up happening, because the Canucks suck right now. So, like I said, there's improvement. They're a young team, and they remind me a lot of a team that I'm going to be posting. I posted a video earlier today about the New York Rangers. I think the Canucks and the Rangers are in very similar spots where they never committed to a full-on rebuild, and I think we're starting to see the growing pains from that because, everybody, they didn't want to accept the rebuild in Vancouver or New York, and I think it's just going to take a little longer for these teams to really hit their stride because they never did commit to that full rebuild. So those additional draft picks that we saw. Now, the thing is, the Rangers have handled things a little bit better in terms of management, I think, than the Canucks, which I think is why Jim Benning has been on the block. So I think the situation is more dire in Vancouver, but let's be honest, the situation overall in terms of performance and expectations going into this year is not very far away from where the New York Rangers have been. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of the Vancouver Canucks in the 2021 NHL season? Do you think they could go on a run here and by the halfway point of this season they turn this thing around? Or do we see this team become sellers at the trade deadline? And that makes things quite interesting because we've already heard rumors about potential trades for guys like Adam Gaudette, potentially to a team like Nashville, Jake Virtanen to Boston. We've heard all these different little rumors here over the past week. The Francesco Aquilini, the owner of the Vancouver Canucks, has come out and said, I have full, I feel obviously things have been disappointing to start this season, but I have full trust in Jim Benning and Travis Green moving forward. Will that last till the end of the season? We'll have to wait to find out. So guys, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.